All right, let's again revisit section 12.1 and use our new factoring skills to review how we can simplify a rational expression. So remember again that factoring and then canceling is how we simplify a rational expression. And then we also talked about restrictions on the domain, and restrictions, remember, is where the denominator's factors can't equal 0. Setting them equal and then solving for those. So let's first of all simplify this rational expression, x squared plus 3x minus 4. So we're going to start by factoring the numerator. So we need the factors of 4, 1 and 4, and 2 and 2. That will give us a difference of 3. And so we have a difference of 3 in 1 and 4. So we need an x with a 1 and an x with a 4. And then we need the sign of the larger one to be positive, so positive 4, and then the other one's negative, opposite, negative 1. And then from there we'll go down and we'll do the denominator. So now the denominator, we need the factors of 2, 1 and 2, that give us a difference of 1. So we have an x with a 2 and an x with a 1. And again, we have an opposite. We have subtraction here, so we need the larger one to be a positive. So the 2 is a positive, and the 1 is a negative. Now that we have it factored, we can cancel, and then we can rewrite. And so we see that this simplifies to x plus 4 over x plus 2. Remember, there's no canceling in addition, so you don't want to try to cancel those x's or kind of try to cancel the 4 and the 2. It doesn't simplify any more than that. Now let's talk about the restrictions on the domain. The restrictions on the domain, right, are here. So we have the restrictions. Let's see if I can write this. Restrictions. That will be that x plus 2 doesn't equal to 0, and x minus 1 doesn't equal to 0. Now it doesn't count that because we canceled out the x minus 1 that we don't find the restrictions there. You still do. So as this one, we would add the opposite here and add the opposite here. So we would have x is equal to a minus 2. And then here we would add a positive 1 and add a positive 1 on this side. And so here we have that x doesn't equal positive 1. So those are the restrictions on our domain, that x can't equal a negative 2 and x can't equal a positive 1. And that's again called the restrictions on the domain. Now moving on to our next one, we have x squared minus 6x plus 9. And then we also have in the denominator x squared minus x minus 6. Now this numerator of this one is actually a special kind of factoring, and we'll learn about that in the next section we cover. But for right now, we're still going to find our factors 1 and 9 and 3 and 3, and we're going to find those that sum to 6. So we're going to have an x with a 3 and another x with a 3, and those are both going to need the same sign since how it's a sum, and so those are both negative signs. Now going down to the bottom, we have a 1 and a 6 for the factors of 6, and a 3 and a 2, and we need those that give us a difference of 1, so the 3 and the 2 this time. So we have an x with a 3 and an x with a 2, and this time we have the bigger one is negative, so negative 3 and positive 2, and then again we do our canceling to simplify, so cancel, cancel, and then we rewrite, so x minus 3 over x plus 2. Now finding the restrictions, again finding the restrictions is setting the denominators equal to 0 and solving them and saying they can't be equal to that, so we'll add 3 to both sides, so x can't be equal to positive 3, and then subtract 2, so here x can't be equal to a negative 2 as well, and those are the restrictions on that domain. Now we're going to move into, on our next lecture, we're going to move into section 12.2 to talk about multiplying and dividing rational expressions. So we're going to be applying some of the same concepts we've been applying here, and simplifying. We'll still maybe mention the restrictions, but the simplifying will be coming up for sure.